Hello and good morning from a sunny Auckland. It's a bit warmer today than it has been, and welcome to Let's Talk Financial Strength of Rugby. My name's Paul, I'm the guy behind DrivingMaul, and you can catch my videos every day of the week, or the working week at least. Also today, catch me in half an hour on YouTube Live where I talk referees with Cornflake and the Scottish Canon on YouTube Live. And also later today at 5:15 New Zealand time PM, I will be on TalkSport Radio in the UK talking about the Aviva Premiership final that's coming up this weekend. But today I want to talk about the financial strength of rugby. Rugby is definitely in a growth mode. There's a lot of excitement around rugby and its expansion. Some of that has been tempered a bit. If we look at Super Rugby, for example, they've expanded into, they expanded in South Africa, Argentina and Japan last year, and then they're looking at reducing or retracting for next season, realising they overstretched themselves. You have, in the USA, we had a lot of, last year obviously we had Pro Rugby, the first ever professional rugby league season, and there doesn't look like that they're going to exist this year. So some of that expansion has come with a bit of realisation or reality check as well. And some of the talk also has been around the Aviva Premiership and how it is sort of growing from strength to strength with new TV deals, etc. And a couple of seasons ago, looking at the finances, we had 4 teams that actually turned a profit, or 4 teams that didn't make a loss, which is more what this is about, rather than teams actually making a profit. We're not, a lot of us fans aren't really that interested in teams making profits or having vast profits to pay out to owners, etc. What we are more thinking about is that teams don't lose too much money and go bust from a financial point of view. This season, though, or the latest set of reports show that only 2 teams made a profit. So we're going backwards after some good steps there, with Northampton Saints and Exeter Chiefs being the only 2 sides that turned a profit. Exeter obviously have made the final this year, so they've shown that you can be financially prudent and also be successful, and also climb out of the Rugby Championship, which is what they have managed to do. And it's a great story, and some articles I've read recently suggesting that it's actually the exception that proves the rule, rather than the rule that actually you can get out of the championship and climb your way up. I'm not sure I agree with that. I think they're showing that it is possible, but you do have to get a lot of the right things in place to make it happen. So whilst we are talking about all this expansion and positivity around rugby, how it's getting greater crowds, how players are getting paid more money, how things are becoming more professional, how World Rugby has kind of maybe getting its act together a bit around global season and residency rules. We are seeing the players' associations getting a bit stronger and having a bit more say around the players. So turned around and told the Aviva Premiership no, they do not want a 10 or 11 month season. I can't remember which one it was. I think it was 11 month season now. So these things are, with lots of positivity around this sort of stuff, but there is definitely a bit of a thunderstorm on the horizon, or a risk coming in. One of the big things about Super Rugby also was they got a better TV deal. But listening to Green and Gold Rugby, a lot of that was driven by rights being sold outside the competition's traditional thing, or basically into Europe, into the UK, where Sky and BT are currently having a TV battle around and fighting about rights to sports. The basis of this, though, isn't about TV. It's about broadband and bundling things up and getting a major player or dominating the broadband market in the UK. Once that fight has been decided, then are we going to see TV rights stepping back? We just saw this week, Vodafone became the official media partners of New Zealand Rugby, and a lot of speculation around that is when the next TV deal runs out, which is at the end of 2019, I think it is, for Super Rugby, are New Zealand Rugby going to partner with Vodafone and look at streaming their games rather than going through a TV broadcaster such as Sky New Zealand? Now, just remember that Sky New Zealand and Sky UK are two separate companies, by the way. So the model at the moment where basically rugby is funded by TV rights, to me, does not look self-sustaining. We're seeing more and more people move to streaming. We're seeing more and more people being able to access, watch games for free, generally illegally, with or at least less cost than the TV companies are charging in their own regions. We're seeing that regionalisation really does not is very difficult to enforce. Rather than, I guess not doesn't work is not true. It's very difficult to enforce in the internet age. So will these TV rights be worth what they are when they come up for renewal? Probably not. And do the rugby teams need to start looking at other sources of income to fund the ability to have the facilities the players need, to play the players what they need, to play the backroom staff what they need to keep performing at this level? I do think that whilst in the short term rugby is safe and financially viable, I do have to start to wonder how they're going to change the model, and that the model doesn't look viable much beyond the next set of TV rights and when they run out. Maybe I'm just being pessimistic and I don't know the market properly. Maybe that I'm sure some of you will suggest that, but I think that the move to the streaming age is worrying, and from a financial viability point of view, from a fan's point of view, it's great. We get to choose what we want to watch, when we want to watch it, how we want to watch it. We can watch it on our phones, we can watch it on computers, we can watch it on TV. It's up to us. So from a choice point of view, it's great. From a revenue generation point of view, I think there are big question marks out there, and these are things that need to be looked at and thought about. Let me know your thoughts on this. Should we be worried about the next TV round of TV rights, the dropping audience numbers that we're seeing in Super Rugby? I mean, BT claim to have record numbers, so is it just a Southern Hemisphere thing? Is it a problem that actually only two sides in the Rugby Premiership make a profit? Do we really care? So are these real problems, or am I just making a bit of a mountain out of a molehill for this? Please do let me know. Also, sign up for my newsletter, link above in the title on Twitter, down below in the notes on YouTube. And also don't forget to share this with your friends if you thought it was interesting. Give it the old thumbs up on YouTube as well. It all helps. Thank you much for watching. I will, as I say, I'm in about 20 minutes talking about referees on YouTube live, and then then at 5:15 New Zealand time, I'm on the radio talking about the Rugby Premiership final on TalkSport. So catch me on those things. Otherwise, I will be at the Blues versus the Chiefs tonight, so I'll be all over Twitter talking about that game. And so enjoy whatever rugby you're watching, and I'll catch you next week.